So Mayo 317, Meath 212, and MacHale Park. Mayo have run out 8-point winners over Meath in this Division 2 North clash. I'm here with Daragh Kelly from DKsports.ie for this match reaction. I suppose in the end, Daragh, I mean, at one stage it looked like Mayo were probably going to win this game by 10 to 15 points. It turns out it's 8 points, but what were your thoughts as a Meath fan on the game?
Yeah, very experimental game, 10 changes in total. It was a great opportunity for the young lads to get a run out, I suppose, or lads who hadn't got a chance during the other two league games. And I don't think there was much to play for, and you can kind of see that on both sides. Even Mayo had a lot of changes, with even a good few of their key players out. But yeah, it was a good opportunity for them, and we're still a good bit off Mayo. But I think in the second half, we brought on the likes of kind of Kyogan, Hornan, and then McEntee kind of been around the middle to make it a bit more competitive. And yeah, I thought a good few of the lads did well, the likes of James Conlon getting 4 points. But yeah, and also it was a positive to see Mickey Newman back too, he scored one or two nice ones. So yeah, some positives take out of it, but obviously it's not a good result.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I suppose it was a dead rubber in many ways, because obviously with the situation obviously in Division 2 South, like no one really knew who was going to end. Like, we weren't trying to avoid a team or anything like that. Like, he could end up finishing top of the group and playing maybe the best team in the other group. It was sort of a very mad situation. Like, I suppose James Conlon coming back in, like, he definitely looked impressive from a Meath point of view, hit 4 points on the day. I suppose that's probably the main positive is having the likes of him and Mickey Newman, I suppose, coming into the team.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we've seen them when Mickey Newman was back playing. I think him and James Conlon link up very well. But there's a lot of competition in the forwards this year for Meath. You've Killian O'Sullivan, who's moved in kind of to the full forward line. You've Jordan Maris, O'Sullivan. So it's really competitive, and it's going to be hard for the likes of, like I said, Conlon's come in and nail down his place, but he put in a really good performance today. And in my opinion, I think Newman has to start when he's fit. I think he has the range of shooting, which a lot of the Meath lads don't have yet. And he makes some difference. And I think, we can play a bit more direct when Newman's playing. He can kick the ball in long. He's a physical presence there, and lads can run off him, and we can create a good few more chances. So it kind of changes it up rather than, the way we're playing the last while, where we're just off the shoulder, which is very good. And we can open teams up, but Newman adds, I think, another dimension to the Meath attacking play.
100%, yeah. And I suppose both your goals came from midfield as well, like with Brian Conlon and Brian Menton. I suppose it's another thing we kind of spoke about a bit, like when I had John previously, like we were talking about the amount of goals, like in the Meath side, like you seem to get goals from everyone really. Like that definitely does seem to be the main sort of, I suppose, positivity that you have, like in that team. Like your main threat is goals, I suppose.
Yeah, off the shoulder, like I said, you've the midfielders running deep. Brian Menton, he's got a few goals now over the last while. He's well taken his points and goals. And then same again with who scored the other one again?
I think it was Brian Conlon, yeah.
Brian Conlon, who came in and played pretty well as well. And then Hornan came in at half time there. But yeah, that's exactly it. And even then the young lads, I think they were confident, it was good to see them run that Mayo. But then again, when we brought on a few more experienced players, you could kind of see the game was a bit more, I don't know, slowed down a little bit. And I think Mayo then went on because they brought on Aidan O'Shea, who had a point to prove, come back, who wants to be playing in the Connacht Championship there against Sligo, and get his place back in the team. But yeah, good game to watch, I think,
100%, yeah. Like, and I suppose, like, because obviously defensively, I suppose that's probably the main one of the big issues, I suppose, with Meath. Like, obviously, you had 2 black cards in there in the game, and I suppose conceding 317, like, it is obviously Mayo are one of the best teams in the country, like probably top 3, top 4. But I suppose, like, we've seen that against the Dubs last year as well, where it does just seem to be just a bit defensive issues, I suppose, for the Meath team.
Yeah, like there's a period there where I think Harkin got the first black card around the 45th minute, and then 5 minutes later McGill did. So we're down to 13 men for a period there. I don't know what was going on. I think it could have been off the ball stuff, but yeah, that was a bit of a worry. But then again, there was a lot of changes in the defense. I still think they're trying to figure it out. You've Hickey in there as a young fella, Harkin as well. We didn't see the likes of Kyogan starting and McEntee, who'd usually be starters. But I thought McGill was playing very well up until that point, and still did. He was getting his tackles in. He's one of the quicker backs there, and I think he put in a good performance. But yeah, definitely we'll have to shore up that defense, especially coming into championship.
And I suppose from a Mayo point of view, like just looking at some of the good things they done in the game, like obviously Killian O'Connor with 1-4 and James Carr with 2-1. I suppose like that, like they've really, like I really did feel that they would struggle in one or two of their games, and I think Westmeath probably gave them their best match, which is actually surprising considering Westmeath finished bottom. But I suppose like for Mayo, like with racking up 317 in this game, like they're in flying form at the moment, and you'd have to imagine they're going up to Division 1.
Yeah, no, 100%. I said from the start, I was a bit biased, obviously, saying I think Meath will go up with Mayo, and I still do believe that. I think we probably will be Kildare, hopefully. But yeah, very, very impressive. Like I said, O'Connor there at 1-4. Dermot O'Connor played very well. Matthew Moran, a really, really solid two midfielders there. And even James Carr was phenomenal. And he's there fighting for a place. I think Paul Towie came on. He's a young player. He scored 3 points. So, they have a lot of young players coming in playing very, very well. And you can tell, there's a lot fighting for the places in the Mayo team as well. So, yeah, I think they'll be looking forward to the Connacht Championship. And you never know. They might be favourites between them. I think Galway and you have Roscommon as well. But yeah, it'll be good to watch.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like, and I suppose for yourselves, yeah, you have Kildare, obviously in a promotion playoff. I suppose it was a bit of a mad situation, obviously in the other games, like where Cork won the game against Clare, but in the end, because of score difference with Kildare racking up a 13-point win over Laois, it means they end up finishing top. So I suppose Kildare, once again, just like the Leinster semi-final, I suppose your neighbours and all the rest.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this now. It's going to be a much, very competitive game, I think, against Kildare. But I think it was smart for McEntee. A lot of players rested there. We've come out of this league campaign with no injuries, apart from Ronan Jones got injured, I think, in a friendly game or in training. So yeah, you have to look at the positives. Lads be well rested, be able to bring them back in. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Kildare game, and hopefully we do go up with. I think I'd expect Mayo, although Clare have been very, very impressive this year, and they nearly beat Cork. So yeah, it'll be very good, I think, to watch.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably harsh on Clare in some ways because there was times in the Cork game where I felt like they were going to win the game. Like they definitely, like they had a couple of goal chances early on, but I suppose it was a good win for Cork, and I suppose harsh on Clare with the fact that they play probably one of the top teams in the country in a promotion playoff. It's, I suppose, David against Goliath in many ways. Like I suppose for both of us, like I know obviously you've family from Clare, so I'd imagine you'll have the Clare jersey on there. I suppose you're probably relieved as well that it's not Meath and Clare at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. That'll save a few family fights. All right,
Yeah.
You can imagine. But yeah, no, I think Clare will have to go in all guns blazing. But I expect Mayo are looking pretty good. They're not a Division 2 team. They should be up in Division 1. Whereas Meath, hopefully, I'm hoping we go up to Division 1 as well. But I think it'll be a bit more competitive between Kildare and Meath.
Absolutely, yeah. And I suppose lastly, who was your man of the match then for the game?
Man of the match, I'd probably give it to O'Connor with the 1-4. Great link up play. He's a very important player in that Mayo side, and I thought he did very well today. And it was probably the difference in the first half. When you've I don't know, can you say world class in GA, but you've a world class player there, and you could just tell he stands out. So I'll probably give it to O'Connor.
100%, top stuff. Well, yeah, cheers, Daragh, anyway, for coming on, and I'll link down DKsports.ie down below. And yeah, if anyone wants to go and check out your gloves and all the rest, I'll link it down below so they can. So yeah, cheers, Daragh, anyway, for coming on.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on.